Hey, listen up. We got another episode of Kracks, featuring the crack man himself, Bill Krackenberger, and our co-host, John Orlando, straight from Las Vegas. Kracks is your ticket inside the world of sports betting, with tips, picks, special guests, and more. Only on WSN.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Kracks. I'm John Orlando in Las Vegas. I got Bill Krackenberger back east, and there's a Super Bowl in LA that neither of us will be at. What's up with that, Bill?
Hey, no interest in going. I've had many opportunities before to go to Super Bowls, and not trying to sound spoiled or anything, but I've had opportunities, free suite, private jet. There's reasons I don't go. I have to be in the sportsbook mode. I think there's some good live betting opportunities sometimes. I think there's late props I have to get in right up until literally the hour before the game is played. After some of the sportsbook maybe overmove something because of so much volume, I can't. The game would only cost me money to go. Now I understand that there are certain big events in my life that I like to go to. You and I went to the Raiders game. Opening game was great experience. It was primetime game. Loved it. Maybe a Kentucky Derby I'd like to go to. I get invited to go to the Masters a lot. I get free passes for that, which is worth so much money. But not only that, the historic relevance of being there. I usually go to Hilton Head the week after, which I always go to. That's another PGA Tour stop, which I really enjoy. But I will eventually get to the Kentucky Derby. And I'm sure I'll get to a couple Masters rounds also.
Hey, let's make Kentucky Derby happen. First Saturday in May, I'm in. It's so much fun. I haven't been in a long time.
It's supposed to be really nice just to be there and stuff. And I have no problem with that too. It's a slow time of the year. There's some baseball and Kentucky Derby and a mint julep. I mean,
yeah, let's do it. Well, we've got a big show today. We've got another incredible guest. Last week we had the head of the Westgate Sportsbook and the director of trading from FanDuel. This week we've got a member of the Sports Betting Hall of Fame. I didn't even know there was such a thing, Bill.
There is.
And how are you not in it yet?
Yeah, not a big deal. I mean, to me, I don't know the qualifications to even get in one of these things.
I'm going to look into it. I'm getting you in there, Bill. You belong. If there's a Sports Betting Hall of Fame, Bill Krackenberger should be in it. But anyway, we've got he's a member of the Sports Betting Hall of Fame. He's the Sportsbook Director from DraftKings, Johnny Avello, who you know.
Yeah, John was had a big job at the Wynn, which I never thought he would leave. Best casino in town. I just thought it was a big job, and he had the foresight to go to a big company like DraftKings, and I think he's doing very well. It was a really good move for him. For him, it's an unbelievable move.
Do you think a company like DraftKings pays a lot more money than the casinos here in Vegas? Is that how they kind of get somebody like that? They must put a package together that's incredible, right?
Yeah, I hate to say yes, but I just don't want to quote anything. That I would think these guys probably got really, really good deals compared to corporate Las Vegas casino sportsbooks.
I would think so. Like maybe even double without divulging anything.
Sure,
right? It's got to be stock and crazy package you get, I would think.
Well, they're probably not too happy with the stock that was around $40 when they got hired. That's now 19 or 20 or whatever. It's actually 22, I think, but it was up to 74. But however, though, they probably got some great incentives, great salaries.
Yeah.
And good for them. Good for them.
I like that the stock price of DraftKings. I like that. Is Bill Krackenberger a shareholder?
I have to know gaming stocks. Yeah. No, I have been a shareholder actually when I was around 50.
Really?
I got out pretty fast. Okay. But I was a stockholder. By the way, I'm a losing stock trader. You can't go by me there.
Right.
I'm
that's not your thing. You don't like tying up the money. You'd rather put the money to work, like now, right?
I would.
Yeah.
I would. I've never had no giant money in the stock market. Every tip I have is like a tip on a horse. It's amazing.
Right. A tip on a horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Okay, let's talk about the big game. Rams versus Bengals, obviously. The line opened at 4.5, and it hasn't moved. Does that mean anything to you?
Not really. Opened up 4.5, went down to 4. Some of the sharper spots, the offshore spots, I seen Pinnacle and Chris at 4. I seen those two at 4. Then I seen some of the spots that were the more volume squarer shops at 4. I seen William Hill this morning at 4. Pretty surprised by that. The sharper sports books too in Vegas, which are Circa and Westgate, both at 4.5. So it's teetered back and forth. I expect. I actually would expect that total. I mean, that's that side to be around the same. I think the total is going to go up a little bit as the more public bets come in. Most people bet they have a game, so even an hour of game. So I think the over, they're looking to bet more than the under.
Okay. Let's talk props. I mean, I know that's your bread and butter, and I've experienced it firsthand for maybe 4 or 5 years in a row now for Super Bowl. Can you tell us how did you get and when did you get into prop betting, and why is there such an advantage for you for this?
Yeah, it's beatable. So more than any NFL side, proposition bets, especially a game like this when you have 500 props available, maybe more actually. There is they're beatable because the bookmaker cannot get all these things right. I'll give you a perfect example, John. You're going to be shocked by this. I was going to save it for Avello. Maybe I do save it for him. Let me think. There's some really good bets up there at DraftKings, I think. I would hope this podcast comes out quick enough, but I don't think it will before the golf tournament starts. I think John Avello is in, I think it's in Phoenix this week. I think it's called the Waste Management Open or something like that. It's the big golf tournament.
Yeah, Waste Management.
Good. There's a prop. Will there be more hole-in-ones this weekend or Cam Akers touchdowns? Wow. I look at the math behind that. I think there was 36 hole-in-ones I read last year on the PGA Tour, and the 40 weeks of PGA Tour, whatever it is. So Cam Akers has had no touchdowns this year at all, 0. So, and he's had 2 in his career actually. This is a no-brainer. It's a pick 'em line. I think the betting the hole-in-one. As a matter of fact, I bet a lot of money at DraftKings on this. No hole-in-one. I mean a hole-in-one over Cam Akers touchdown. So I just think that's I think that's a really good bet.
What are the odds on that?
Minus 110 both ways.
Really?
Yeah. Minus 110. Yeah. It probably will be a push.
Right.
Chances are.
Because if neither happens, it's just a push.
And there won't be a hole-in-one. It's just a push. But and DraftKings is, listen, they take, I was going to save this for again, but I'll tell you guys too. They take bets for me. DraftKings does take some good sized bets for me. What would be the hole-in-one? Let's see. Well, I got so many bets here, but yeah, you could see here, and let's put that part of the camera down there. Hole-in-ones there. They took $3,000 on there. It is $3,000. They took $3,000 on that, which I'm really happy they take that kind of money on that type of bet. So anyway, there is a good opportunity there for a lot of things, and that kind of stuff I think is just because maybe they might have missed that. They might have missed the odds on that because maybe the research wasn't put. How can you put so much research into 500 props, even if you have a prop department? I just don't see it. And a lot of these places put up props fast. Sunday night they put up props. Some of these places. So 2 full weeks before the Super Bowl. So lifetime, historically, big money maker for me. Lots of volume. I'm almost all in on a lot of bets. You could, just like when I was on Action on Showtime, the docuseries, I had piles and piles of tickets, and I was just talking about going a little crazy. And you know what it is? It just there's so much positive EV. I feel compared to betting the regular season. Not that I only feel, it's a fact. There's a lot of sharp prop guys. I'm not the only one. So. It's my bread and butter. Sure. In the NFL, I think it is my bread and butter in the NFL, prop betting for sure. So this is the last chance we have to do it. There's a lot of opportunities here, and it should be fun. It should be a fun time.
There are so many messages in my inbox from last week's show about the weighted coin toss and people going like, oh my God, why didn't I think of that? Like it made so much sense. The way you explain that. Can you tell us about some of the other wild prop wins or losses from the past?
Yeah, just for everyone to know, the weighted coin toss was something in the past. Now it's a commemorative side on both sides of the coin. Last week I used an example with a candle. a little tea candle. What I was talking about. Other ones. Well, yeah. How about the national anthem? The over/under of the singing of the national anthem is always a big prop, though I haven't seen it anywhere this year. I think it's been covered so much that they just are not talking about national anthem props anymore, putting them up at the time of the national anthem. So I did my research, went back and checked on Christina Aguilera at previous times, including, I think it was the night before the Super Bowl, she sang it at a hockey game, or a couple nights before. And you just see what time they played, that she sung it there. And literally, we had the right amount down pat by about 8 seconds. She was under by about 5 seconds, and we thought it was about 8 seconds. But they said the official time was under by 5. But she missed one word. They have to get every single word correct. So,
oh my God,
she missed one word. It was like the THE. I mean, she missed one word, and they voided the bet. We did not get paid anywhere. Did not get paid. What about the Gatorade color? Okay, Gatorade color. That's still up. Now, some of the sports books have that. Good information there. If you know someone inside the stadium, if you know anyone that may be in security or someone that catches the Gatorade before it goes into the stadium, the color. I really don't want to get too involved with this, but just do your work, do your research. And I've had some good years with the Gatorade color. I had blue and I had blue on one side, clear on the other side when we filmed action. I had both buckets right. It's interesting. If I get that information again, which I don't have right now, I will release it. What about I've had some good halftime. What will be the halftime songs of Coldplay?
Yeah,
Coldplay.
Yellow. I remember.
I think I talked about that. I talked about that here.
I was on that one.
Yellow being he acapello'd Yellow, and that was the first song of the Super Bowl.
The Gatorade was an interesting one because the clear, there was some controversy over it, right? Because on the camera shot, when it's clear Gatorade and there's a blue jersey in the background, it looks like it was blue or purple Gatorade or something. I
had that happen to me with the Giants, the New York Giants. I had the color clear, was poured on the Giants, and went down where the camera shot got. It looked like it was blue. But if you catch the bottom going past to the ground, you could see it was clear. I had to actually videotape that off YouTube and show some bookmakers that it was clear. So, yeah.
So was that a case where did they pay out on blue?
No.
In the beginning?
Clear.
No.
Clear. I got it.
Okay, you got it. Wow.
There's a lot of research. Listen, people don't realize this too. People always want to run to the counter after the game's over. You can't get paid on any props until gaming approves every single prop outcome. So you're better off just going back the next day.
Got it. Plus the line to cash a ticket after has got to be insane, right?
People don't know. People don't know that the rules, and they don't realize that everything has to be inputted one at a time. So,
is there a prop or two that you like this weekend?
Oh man, I bet a ton. I think I have 19 props that I actually like. that I actually like enough. I'm going to have much more. I'll have 50 or 60, but the stronger ones right now. I bet over 6.5 punts minus $1.40. I think the game's going to start out slower. So I think the game's not going to start out with high-powered offenses going to the end zone, bang, bang. A lot of Super Bowls start out much slower than people think. We could just think over the years past some of these Super Bowls, what has happened compared to what it was.
A couple years ago, it was 3-0 at halftime, wasn't it? I want to say a couple years ago.
I know when I filmed action, that Super Bowl was, there wasn't a touchdown scored till the fourth quarter. I mean, it was that's unbelievable. Right. So sometimes things start out different. This is a little bit new for these two quarterbacks, even though I think they can live up to the hype. And again, this is not the game that the networks wanted. They wanted the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They wanted the Kansas City Chiefs. They wanted, the Green Bay Packers. They wanted these big, high-powered offenses. I don't think they maybe have gotten that, but maybe they did. Rams have been putting up some points. Cincinnati, Jesus, they have been really doing well. So I think this will be a start out a little bit slower though, and I think the over the punts is a good bet. That maybe I'll give out another one by the end of the show, but let me give out that one for now.
All right, Bill, our guest today is a member of the Sports Betting Hall of Fame. He was the director of race and sports operations at Bally's and then at Wynn Las Vegas. Since 2018, he has been the Sportsbook Director for DraftKings, overseeing the biggest player in the game right now. Let's welcome Johnny Avello to Kracks.
Hey, John.
Hey, Mr. Orlando. That's a nice introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. How are you?
Good.
I'm good. Things are really good. It's a little noisy where I am, and I'll tell you where I am, and you would expect it to be noisy. I'm down in Arizona at the Phoenix Open Waste Management. So I've been here since Monday. I'm going to be here until this afternoon, and then I'm heading to LA Super Bowl, and then I'm going up to Oregon. That's a couple of places that we are. And so I'm down here to promote our product. This Waste Management, what a hell of a tournament this is, guys.
Yeah, I've heard. It's like the one time a year that golf becomes like a party scene, right? Do I have that right? Is that the...
It's probably the only time.
Yeah.
I mean, the golfers are really buying in. The golfers will be teeing off, and the crowd's cheering and yelling at them and everything else, and they just entertain them and figure out a way to be part of the party in action. So I love it. I think it's tremendous.
Well, John, now that I know you're there, I bet a proposition bet with DraftKings. I bet, will there be a hole-in-one this weekend? I bet, yes, there will be more hole-in-ones than Cam Akers touchdowns. So I hope I'm right. I hope history repeats itself where there has been a lot more hole-in-ones than Cam Akers hasn't got a touchdown this year. So that should be a fun bet.
Billy, that par 16, that's the one where they build the stadium around it. That's wild, by the way. And it's 163 yards. So those guys are all over the pin. Eventually something's going to go in. So I like that, at least that portion of your bet. We'll see if you can get there on the other part.
Cool. Well, listen, John, you ran the sports books at Bally's, I think Paris also, then went over to be the boss of the Wynn, which I love that. But the Wynn's my favorite casino in town. I only talk good about it. That's my joint. I love it there. So it had to be a risk, though, leaving the Wynn in such a nice, secure position there for this new up-and-comer. But it looks like a genius move now that DraftKings is where it is, and they really positioned themselves to be the king of sports books in the United States. Great move.
Actually, it was no risk at all because I was going to retire and do some outside consulting. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
But DraftKings, one of the owners, Matt Kalish, him and I had about 3 conversations. I think on about the 3rd or 4th, maybe it was 4 conversations. The 4th one, he sold me. I was going to move over. And remember, let's go back 7-8 years ago. Who really thought that gambling would be anywhere else, sports gambling would be anywhere else but Nevada? I sure didn't. I thought Nevada had a lock on it. It was going to stay that way, but the guys in Jersey worked hard, overturned a PASPA, and here we are now in 18 states later. It's going well. For me, it's been really, really good. I've enjoyed every step of the way.
Cool. You're still living in Vegas, John?
I am.
Right, you're in Vegas.
44 years.
When are we gonna go legal in Vegas? When's DraftKings coming?
We're working on it.
Good.
Good. I would hope to tell you, we'll have a presence there soon, but I thought maybe last year, but we're working on it. So we'll be there in due amount of time.
Cool. Johnny O?
Yeah, let's get into the big game. Obviously Super Bowl Sunday, just a few days away. Where did you guys open with this game? And does the fact that it's being played in LA, did that factor into the opening line at all?
The percentage so far is probably only 10 to 15%.
Oh, wow.
All the money is going to be bet on this game over the weekend. And the reason that is that there's so many events going on during the week. This tournament, for instance, NBA every night, college basketball. So a lot of people won't tie up their money until we get very close to the game. Now, with that being said, the NBA favorites are on a heck of a run. So, people have certainly been playing the NBA the last few nights, probably last 2-3 nights.
Well, good. They'll have a bankroll to bet the Super Bowl then.
Exactly. That's right. Exactly right.
Crack has taught me about correlated parlays. I've learned so much since doing the show with him over the last couple years. And I see that you guys have same game parlays. Can you explain what that is?
Yep. It's an actual vehicle where you can make parlays with those correlations, except we've gone in already and actually adjust it for any of those correlations. So in other words, a team to win and go over a certain amount of points, usually it can't be bet if it's less than 3 times, in an NFL game. So we've allowed it. Plus you can bet it with first touchdown scorer, quarterback to throw X amount of TD passes or passing yards. And what happens is if you put about 5, 6, 7 of these together, $10 could win you anything, $5,000, $10,000. We paid him out. I saw one guy bet $20,000 win 87,000. So, it's about hitting the big ticket, guys.
Cool. It's something to throw like a little peanut bet on, like Johnny Avello saying, you throw something listen, you bet $100 on your average bet, throw $5 on one of these same game parlays, have some fun with it. I understand it's almost a novelty bet or something like that. I'll get into some of my stuff with you, John, about this. I love betting prop bets. It's one of my biggest things. I enjoy betting them. And I think I like to think I have an advantage on betting, of course. So normal procedure, the Westgate in Vegas comes up with them, and then the whole world comes up with them. Not since DraftKings was around. The Sunday night, 2 weeks before the Super Bowl, as soon as the championship games were over, you guys had your props up in a matter of minutes. It shocked me. It shocked a lot of guys. I know it did. Were you guys prepared? Like you have a prop department where you had a set of props for the different games that were matchups that could have been happening? Or how'd you guys do that? You guys were amazing with these prop bets Sunday night, 2 full weeks before the game.
Yeah, we were prepared. And remember this is very important, that the Westgate, and I respect those guys. It's a great bunch of guys over there that know their business. But it's a small crew. Our crew is, we've got 50, 75 deep, in traders. So we're able to come up with things quickly. And we knew that Sunday night we were going to come up with a good amount of core props and then add to that as the week went on. So I think it was all about preparation and size of staff.
Wow, it's great. You have 50 to 75 traders. Wow, what a giant organization compared to the standstill books that are in Las Vegas and even the ones you were used to. So you're with a good spot now. And like I said, I only give these. Listen. Oh, by the way, I was up in Connecticut. So after opening weekend, I went up to Connecticut to Foxwoods. What an operation they have there. I'll put those kiosks against any company corporate kiosk in America, or even internationally. Those kiosks just take the bills so fast. You could bet, and there's probably 100 of them at Fox, maybe more, all scattered throughout the casino. Not only the sports book. I really enjoyed it over there. I met some of your supervisors. I got unlucky though. The first weekend I was there, I lost $35,000. I did at DraftKings. Since then, I've got it back. I'm back to actually being plus, but that doesn't even matter. Just the sports book there. How are they doing over there, John? Is Connecticut doing as good as you thought would happen, and Foxwoods itself, the in-person wagering? And also, that's going to lead me into my next thing with New York. Did you ever expect what's happening in New York? The volume that's happening there.
Well, let's talk about Foxwoods first. They're a great partner. They really are. And we love working with them. And, so you have the retail location where you can go in and you can go up to the counter and make a bet or bet on a kiosk. Now, those kiosks, that did not come easy. We've been through quite a few kiosks to get to this point. We knew what we wanted. A lot of the things we had to self-develop. And so we're now at a point where we're happy with our product and we'll continue to improve on that product. So Connecticut, Foxwoods, the retail location. We also have digital where you can bet just like any other state that, where the legislation is passed where you can bet off your phone or your tablet or your computer. New York, well, I don't have to tell you, you're from Jersey, right, Billy?
Yep.
I'm from New York. We know a lot of gamblers in that area. So
sure.
a lot we're going over the border to play. And so once we flipped the switch in New York, a lot stayed home. But the surprising part about it all is that New Jersey hasn't lost much. New York gamblers just were waiting for. So they were probably betting offshore. They weren't betting. They were betting with their books.
Sure.
I don't know what they were doing, but they stayed home, and the numbers there have been outstanding. And look for those numbers to grow too, because in the metropolitan area, there's 10 million people, but we still got 10 million in the rest of the state that we haven't touched yet. And so we've got a long way to go there, but really happy what we're seeing as far as handles concerned.
Awesome. Johnny O?
Yeah, so Johnny, the Oscar nominations just came out, and I've got a Hollywood background. I'm a Hollywood guy, and I know you've been setting the odds since like the 90s, 1994 maybe on Oscars. Can we legally bet on this with DraftKings? Is this something we can actually bet on? Because I feel like I got an edge on this one.
That's what I like to hear. I love when you think you got an edge. That's excellent. And you can, because you just said it. I've been putting up these Oscar odds for years, and people come in and get the sheets, and it's all table talk. Never been able to take a bet. But I did throw some hell of a good parties though at the Wynn that surrounded the Oscars. On a Sunday night when the Oscar show was going at 5:00, we would tell all the bettors, guys, you got to leave because we're having an Oscar party tonight. So the Oscars is very close to and dear to my heart. So yes, you can bet it. I think it's up in about 4 or 5 states. Hopefully we'll get some permission from some more states. Right now, if you go to the DraftKings app and it is up in your state, you can bet Best Picture, Best Actor, Best Actress, Director. But we're going to have all 23 categories up shortly.
Awesome.
Wow. Johnny, my last question here. So do you expect a lot of action on these off-the-field props like coin toss and halftime performers? And I don't know if they have halftime performers this year per song. I haven't seen them at any spots, actually, the more I think about that. Well, and that's actually my second part. With gambling exploding, do you see those type of bets, the costume and Gatorade color, do you see those bets maybe being too compromised, close to post time, or what do you think?
Those bets they're fun to do and people want us to do them. We have that Gatorade prop up. That doesn't write much money. That's not where the money is on the Super Bowl. It's on all the core things. First touchdown score, anytime touchdown score, certainly all the alternative spreads. One we did come up with this year was whether it be an octopus. You know what that is in football, an octopus? That's the touchdown score, and if they elect to go for a 2-point conversion, he also scores that.
Same guy.
That's a four. Yeah, plus 1,400 on the yes, minus 2,500 on the no. But, people want to see the goofy stuff, so we put it up. But that's not where the money is.
Cool. Well, listen, you got anything else for him, Johnny O?
No, this was really great.
I think we're done.
Yeah, thank you.
We really appreciate you taking your time. Thanks for coming on with us, Johnny. We really appreciate it. And good luck this Super Bowl and great continued success on your career. And again, I'm a walking billboard for DraftKings. I know I am. But
thanks, Billy. Thanks, Johnny. Good being on.
Wow, that was great. What a special treat to have him.
Yeah, he's great. I'm so glad that we got him on a busy week like this, Super Bowl week. He's down there watching some golf. This is a big golf tournament too, so I'm glad he was able to take his time for us and tell our listeners and viewers. I mean, this way it gives them at home a feel of what's going on in the game, when the money's coming in, when you may get some difference in lines.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah. All right. Well, Crack, I wanted to take a minute and tell you about my sports betting. Wait a minute. Crack, I've got a surprise guest for us calling in.
Okay.
Let me see if Travis can patch him in. Can you patch in my phone?
Yeah, just give me 1 sec.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, Marcus. Wow, you need a haircut, man.
This guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Great.
No way. You look good. What's going on?
Yeah, whatever, dude. I'm just sitting in the car getting ready to go to UPS. I got some errands to run, leaving tomorrow to go to LA. So
I love it.
Nice.
Thank you for jumping on.
Coming on.
We won't keep you long. So Super Bowl in LA. Have you been to the new stadium yet in LA?
Not yet. No.
I've heard it's pretty incredible.
To, though. Yeah, they say it is. And I think Allegiance is great and stuff. But some people say that it's pretty special too. So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Cool. I was there for a Rolling Stone show. It's unbelievable how sophisticated and it really is. Marcus, I want to ask you this: you've been in this situation, like Joe Burrow. What do you think? Well, actually, both quarterbacks, I should say, or even a lot of the players, first time, of course, being to the Super Bowl. Do you think that the game kind of starts out slow because that's the kind of a pressure or situation these players are under, or do you think it just kind of rolling along and with confidence like Tom Brady-esque type of Super Bowl? What do you think is going to happen here?
Well, I mean, this is the second year in a row that we virtually had a home game for a team. So the Rams should feel very comfortable. Obviously, everything that they do should just be as normal as possible. I mean, the environment, the practice facility, everything should just, other than all the press that takes place, it's going to be a normal week for those guys. Again, you mentioned not a lot of guys have been to the Super Bowl. Well, it was like, a couple years ago. I mean, there was a lot of guys on the team. Of course, maybe the quarterback hasn't, but a lot of guys on the team have been to the Super Bowl. And so they have some veteran leadership there. Now, for the Bengals, I mean, they're a young team. And you know what? I get the feeling they don't have any fear whatsoever. It's like, if you've gone through some bumps and bruises, then you have sort of experiences that you can fall back on, but they really haven't. Everything has gone pretty well for them. They had, Joe's first full year, and he's amazing. And I tell people, and, this is sort of, you got to understand when I say this, though, but he reminds me a lot of Joe Montana, just in the sense that in the locker room, the guys love him. He's one of the boys, you know what I mean? And he doesn't put himself above anyone. He's just one of the guys. And you can see how passionate those guys are about playing with him. They love playing with him, and he loves playing with them as well too. He's one of the guys, and that's a rare quality because, at the quarterback position, you get all the accolades and everything. It's easy to get a big head, but he's maintained, who he is, his relationship with the players, and it's real. It's nothing, manufactured. It's genuine. He loves his guys, and that could, a lot can be said about that. So it's going to be interesting to find out what's going to happen. If the Bengals are going to win the game, they're going to have to block 99. That's really it. Because the only pressure up the middle really is it's the thing that spooks most quarterbacks. On the edges, they step up in the, in the pocket, but in their face, that's when guys get spooked. And remember, they got sacked 9 times, I think was the first playoff game.
Yeah.
So that is something they're certainly going to have to, put a lot of attention to. If I was them, I would just find ways initially just to make 99 hesitate, take him out of the game early, and then just go out and play, football the way they're capable of doing.
Marcus, how people always make a big deal out of pressure in these big games on the players. Is that a real thing? Like, is it as much as the media makes it out to be, or the so-called experts, like, oh, it's a lot of pressure? Or is it, like, I'd almost think there's more pressure when you first come into the league, like your first few games, than something like this? Because I feel like by the time you get to the Super Bowl, you've already gone through the playoffs. You've been dealing with pressure for the last 3 weeks.
No, this is a different kind of pressure.
Is it?
This is the world stage. Yeah, it's huge. There's the ambition, obviously, being a young kid and then finally get into the National Football League, realizing that dream, the pressure of trying to obviously, letting everybody know that you belong, and that, not just a guy that's existing, but actually a great player in the league. That pressure is there. But the Super Bowl is a completely different animal. I mean, it's like the world, not just, we're not talking about, domestically. I mean, the world is watching, and every move is going to be highlighted and scrutinized. And I mean, so you have to be prepared. You can't play with fear, but you have to, you got to be prepared to go out there and just let it all hang out and lay it all on the line. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Bill, I'm going to make you wouldn't believe, I didn't even get a chance to tell you. About a month ago, Marcus was in town for an appearance or something, and I had dinner with him and his longtime agent and friend, Jamie. And at dinner, I mean, the calls that Marcus Allen gets while he's at dinner, it's like Joe Theismann calls him, Eric Dickerson calls him. I mean, it's the coolest thing, That's just before appetizers arrive. It was unbelievable. So much fun.
Well, hey, guys, I was like Joe Montana, man. I was in the locker room too, man. I had great relationships, great friendships. Even guys you compete against, man. Even guys that you compete against on the field, and the way you compete, there's admiration, and you develop friendships and stuff like that. So, listen here, man. With all the craziness going on in the world, obviously friendships are important and stuff. We never let anything separate us, and even at dinner time, you get a lot of calls, but depending on what I'm eating.
Cool.
Whether I'll answer the phone or not.
Well, look, Marcus, we won't keep you. We appreciate this. Can you give us, before you go, a Super Bowl prediction?
Heck no, man. Come on. Hey, it's the funniest thing, man. We all want to be prognosticators and stuff, man. Come on, John. Hey, listen here. We know nothing, dude. I don't know who's going to bed, who's going to bed late, who stays up. I have no idea. We can make some educated guess, right? The Rams have got more veterans. They're playing at home. I mean, all those things, dude. But let me tell you what, the players determine the game. The guys between the white lines determine who's going to win. And it depends on how badly they want it, how passionate they are, and who makes the less mistakes. And so for somebody from the outside to make some sort of call, I mean, all you're doing is guessing, to make a fool of yourself. That's all you're going to do.
Cool. You're going to the game, right? You're headed to the game, Marcus? You're headed there?
Yeah. When we played, everybody picked the Redskins. I mean, we thought they were crazy.
Wow. Yeah. Good. You proved them wrong. Good.
That was because they beat us earlier in the year. But we had four starters that didn't play.
Right.
Myself included.
Different situation.
Yeah.
And you were the MVP. You were the MVP there, right? In that game, right?
Oh, I wasn't trying to set you up for that, but then, yeah, I was.
No, I'm just. No, cool.
He's good, John. He's good, John.
That's awesome,
dude. Speaking of a layup, dude, man,
that was good.
You almost hit the bottom of the rim.
Right?
Come on.
When you come back to Vegas, I demand the three of us end up at dinner. I demand it.
That'll be great.
All right, man. Thank you.
I'm actually coming in sometime soon.
Good. All right. Thank you, man.
Marcus.
Thank you for doing this.
Appreciate your time. Thank you.
My pleasure, guys. Have a good one.
All right,
thanks. John.
Wow, what a bonus. Johnny Avello and Marcus Allen in the Super Bowl show. Isn't it crazy how it's like you go from, who are we going to get for Super Bowl, whatever, and, it's tough to pull guests, and then all of a sudden it just falls into place, and we get not only Johnny, but a surprise by an MVP.
We are. We're blessed, man.
Right?
Excellent.
Okay, well, listen, if this show hasn't gotten you in the mood to bet on the Super Bowl, I don't know what's going to do it. And so before you do that, make sure you download the CrackWinds app. It's on Apple, it's on Google, or just go to crackwinds.com. I mean, I can tell you firsthand, I've been on the receiving end of some incredible prop bets for literally the last 5 or 6 years. I've lost track. Ever since I've met you, Bill Krackenberger, you have been lighting up Super Bowl props. Me and Ellenberger and my buddy Roger Silvestro, who's coming into town from Detroit, can't wait to get the money down on the CrackWinds prop bets. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, well, first of all, you guys get the friends and family plan at 3.5% off. I'm going to do that this year. And yeah, so I'll have a nice list of prop bets for you. No, but seriously, this is one of my favorite times of the year. I think I've given out 6 already. I'll have at least another 6, probably about 13, 14 I'll be giving out by the time the ball's in the air. And it should be fun. It should be a fun time. It's enjoyable. I don't give out any big favorites. I don't like giving out big, there's some things out there you can lay 5-1 on, but then, you have to win 5 bets to get back 1, even though it's a big favorite and it should win. I'm not looking to give that out to people. Anyway, crackwinds.com, the CrackWinds app. Listen, it's what we do. College basketball rolling along now. College, not only college hoops, but the big thing is the Super Bowl props for this weekend. So get in on it.
And after you do that, definitely make sure you head over to WSN.com and get your first-time sign-up bonus at a bunch of different online casinos. Bill uses WSN. Literally, it's part of his everyday ritual, is it not?
Yeah, I just got off there, WSN.com. Great stories on the industry, what's going on, which states, are legalizing it. Different jurisdictions, literally planning to get in the mix here. We have over half the country, and there's some great articles on that. Great articles on strategy and tips, and just the Super Bowl in general. Listen, there's no site that updates and gives 4, 5, 6 stories sometimes a day, but 10 stories a week. It's unbelievable. It really is. So not only that, the juicy bonuses. I love that. WSN.com. Over there, they have the most ridiculous bonuses that they have negotiated with these sites, including the DraftKings. Great sign-up bonuses. Just click on it. Right on the left-hand side, there's all different the states. Then there's the actual bonuses themselves, where you can go in and read about more. Again, WSN.com, all the latest and greatest stuff.
All right, guys, check it out now. Bill, before we go, I wanted to give you an update on the best better competition that I'm in.
Cool.
There's that old expression. I think, what is it? A broken clock is right twice a day. Well, yes. I guess it was that time of day over the weekend. I hit a 5-leg parlay, Bill.
Wow.
And you're not going to believe how I did it. You have to bet a certain percentage of your bankroll, and I clearly suck at math because I was off by $84.25 of what I was supposed to bet. So I get an email from them saying, hey, you still need to bet $84.25 this week. You have to bet it. So I said, okay. So I was out of things to bet on. So I picked basketball, NBA. I can't even name a player, Bill. Literally, I can't even name one player on any of the teams I bet. All I did was favorites money line, 4 different games, and I put that with Sean Strickland, UFC fighter, to win the main event last Saturday, which he did, and all 4 of those basketball favorites hit, and the 84 turned into like 480 something, and it catapulted me into second place in the competition. I won last week, and then that put me now in second. I'm in second.
Wow. See, so this is amazing. It's almost like a leap year. There is such thing as mermaids and unicorns and John Orlando. There you go. John Orlando winning a bet. There you go.
That's beautiful. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe I'll win this thing. Well,
good job.
Crack, as always, it was a fun week. I look forward to seeing you. I know that Super Bowl means I get to see you soon because you'll be coming back to the West Coast, I hope.
I'll be back in the studio next week with you.
All right, good. And we'll see all of you next week on Wisecracks.